Everyone's fear of sounding out of touch has practically neutered critical thought because everyone wants to match the newest trends. But is that why the hip-hop industry has become stagnant and everyone sounds the same? Tyler, the creator, sparked outrage from all across the rap internet in a recently released episode of the web series Mavericks with Mav Carter. In a video that has been circulating online all week, he tells host Maverick Carter, "There's so many niggas out right now that aren't musicians that are getting treated like musicians because they make meme records, publicly will be like, I don't give a fuck about music, I just do this shit for money." The designation of meme recordings enraged some, who claim that many of Odd Future's early releases should be labeled meme records, while others interpreted the statements as evidence that Tyler, who turned 33 this year, is losing touch. In the same interview, Tyler mentioned a white rapper he'd seen online who he thought was doing a pastiche of Atlanta rap icons like Gucci Mane and Future. Many people online believe Tyler was referring to Ian, the viral rapper who has received support from Lil Yachty and whose appeal is mainly based on the dissonance between his appearance and music. Tyler's words appeared to become clear online as a criticism of the current generation of rap performers. Bathayam, Ian's manager and EVP of Columbia Records, responded to Tyler's comments in a now deleted Instagram stories post on 14th of August. "I signed Ian and I'm from Atlanta. He sounds nothing like Gucci or Future LOL. It's called influence," he wrote, "but I never thought I'd see the day where you become old and hate on the youth low." It's a frustrating defense, and it's frequently used in today's rap conversation. Nobody wants to be referred to as old, so people avoid engaging critically with anything flashy and new, instead attributing it to the vague and seemingly unimpeachable concept of youth culture. However, highlighting the preferences of young people is almost always a red herring. The idea that youth culture is culture created by youth is a myth. Youth culture is manufactured by people who are no longer young, the New Yorker's Louis Manon wrote in 2019, referring to his own generation of baby boomers. When you are actually a young person, you can only consume what's out there. It often becomes your culture, but not because you made it. The distribution pathways that dominate how today's young people experience music, mediated by multi-billion-dollar tech companies led by and large by old white men, are not a reflection of the younger generation's values, but rather the conditions under which they must operate. Ian, or any other viral sensation of the moment, is less a representative of what motivates young people than a byproduct of what works in an economic system over which young people have no control. We are currently experiencing context collapse, which refers to the flattening of various audiences into a single context, the never-ending For You feed, devouring any visceral realism of modern society and spitting back bland, inoffensive background noise an entire generation has been conditioned to see as art. In July 2024, UMG shares plunged 30% as the business acknowledged a slowdown in streaming growth, signaling the end of an era of almost boundless expansion in the area. Much of the music industry's success over the last decade has been attributed to Silicon Valley, thanks to partnerships with tech behemoths such as Spotify, YouTube, and Apple. Now, technologies such as artificial intelligence and licensing artists' catalogs for use on social platforms that have pulled the music industry even closer to the tech sector, converting its main product from a cultural concern to a technological one. In other words, meme music. None of this is shocking. It's no secret that viral success has become a critical component of any new musician's marketing plan. The mistake here, as Tyler correctly points out, is assuming that this has anything to do with music or art, and more often than not, those attempting to market the more lifeless music that dominates social platforms as part of this generation's culture are members of the old guard who will benefit from it regardless. But is Tyler even qualified to make judgments like that? Or is he just doing that to gain attention? Let's take a look at who Tyler the Creator actually is. Tyler the Creator has an unending number of awards and credits, having worked as a rapper, singer, songwriter, fashion designer, producer, and actor over the past 15 years. With such a long career in the industry, we've been able to watch Tyler grow from a 15-year-old kid to a 30-year-old celebrity, and his personal evolution, musically, creatively, and in attitude, has been incredible. Tyler first rose to prominence as the face of Odd Future, before becoming internationally recognized for his alternative rap songs, fashion flair, and undeniable comedic value. What began as a group of teenagers having fun, joking around, and making music together gradually became a national treasure, being the West Coast counterpart to Rocky's A$AP Mob, which was founded only 1 year prior. Tyler the Creator, Haji Beats, Left Brain, Casey Veggies, Matt Martians, and Jasper Dolphin continued to recruit new members throughout the group's life cycle, including Earl Sweatshirt and Frank Ocean. Odd Future played an event in London back in 2010, which sold out within 48 hours of being announced and was compared to punk rock shows due to the shenanigans involved, stage diving, moshing, and group members antagonizing the audience. Known worldwide for their varied music production and OF Donut merchandise, paved the way for other internet-based collectives to emerge during the early days of YouTube and Facebook. The Odd Future tape was released in November 2008 to critical acclaim, and the individual members would continue to make music at an unparalleled rate, all pushing one another to reach new heights. To coincide with the group's second recording, they returned to London for an even bigger show. See below for the incredible vibes. Loiter Squad was Odd Future's TV program that aired on Adult Swim as a mix of sketch humor, pranks, and skits. It premiered on March 25, 2012, and featured Tyler, Jasper, Earl, and Lionel as the primary characters, with additional members dropping in and out for appearances all the time. If that synopsis doesn't sound familiar, the show was created by the same crew that brought you Jackass. Tyler put energy into his solo endeavors, as UF was flourishing. Bastard was released as a Christmas present to fans in 2009 as a tumultuous, swear-laden debut with a dark dystopian atmosphere. The first scene shows us watching a therapy session between Tyler, who claims to be depressed and possessed auto-identitas, and Dr. TC, the school counselor, dealing with this angst. While this was published as a solo project, Odd Future members appear significantly throughout, but this work included a frightening exhibition of Tyler's former self. Tyler released Goblin, his second album, in 2011, which was largely regarded as his breakthrough, stretching the boundaries of what rap can be while demonstrating his otherworldly talent and originality. This record really rocked the boat, gaining traction around the world and continuing Tyler's discourse with his therapist, Dr. TC. Tyler gradually slips into a darker, more violent energy throughout the record, fantasizing about killing all of his OF pals. Tyler received criticism for homophobic and misogynistic lyrics, and he has since disavowed many of the songs featured in Goblin. However, he still stands strong with his biggest track, Yonkers, whose video depicts Tyler eating a live cockroach, vomiting it back up, and then mimicking suicide by hanging. Not an easy watch. Still, these dark beginnings are essential to revisit when considering the California rapper's development and rise to stardom. The album Wolf was released in 2013, and it tells the story of an elaborate love triangle involving three characters, Wolf, Sam, and Salem. In addition, he discusses several of the unpleasant aspects of fame and stardom. Tyler expresses in Colossus how he can't even appreciate something as simple as going to Six Flags with his friends. Dr. TC makes a final appearance to wrap up the album, with Tyler mourning his grandmother's death and discussing the difficulties of doing so in public. This album, while dealing with intrinsically dark thoughts and internal problems, manages to do so with the more frequent tongue-in-cheek humor and energy that Tyler is known for these days. Tyler released Cherry Bomb a few years later, marking the first time he used a delicate, mellow soundstage with feel-good lyrics and major chords. While this is a preview of what we might expect in 2021, Tyler's fans at the time panned the album, calling it immature, cheery, and fake. Tyler, in usual manner, refused to apologize to these fans, claiming that Cherry Bomb was his favorite album to date. Tyler was additionally forbidden from entering the UK by Theresa May in 2015 for encouraging violence and intolerance of homosexuality and fostering hatred with views that seek to provoke others to terrorist acts, after speaking out against the ban, claiming he was treated like a terrorist and murderer for little to no reason. In what was a significant evolution and shift for the formerly dark rapper, Flower Boy served as an introspective look into Tyler's subconscious, complete with heartfelt tenderness and honesty, while See You Again and Garden Shed deal with failed romantic relationships and sexual confusion. Tyler's dark, deadly tone is highlighted in Who Dat Boy with A$AP Rocky. Tyler sings alongside Kali Uchis and has some of the most stunning visuals in what is possibly his best work yet. This album is exceptional. Tyler came to the UK following Theresa May's resignation from Number 10 with Igor, his brightest, weirdest, and most eclectic effort yet. Rather than a stark contrast between his Jekyll and Hyde-like light and dark sides, we witness the two themes coexist in perfect harmony. We hear confessions of love, cynical, gloomy thoughts, and grand ballads all on one record. The album was best known for his blonde wig, which became an icon and will undoubtedly be remembered for years to come. His latest and greatest, Call Me If You Get Lost, delves into every aspect of his creative skills, displaying bags of talent as a producer, rapper, composer, and performer. Lumberjack is the album's lead single, arriving like a Frankenstein's monster with elements of bastard and melodies and soliloquies reminiscent of Flower Boy. Perhaps the most intriguing track is Wusianame, which features Tyler and Youngboy NBA, an artist well known for being violent, thuggish, and the subject of a meme based on this concept. Youngboy NBA departs from his usual style to appear as the sweetheart. Tyler describes him as having undergone a radical shift in styles. This is very significant to me because we've seen Tyler grow from a boy to a man over the last 15 years, and it's good to see him involved in the same process for a young, wealthy rapper experiencing the same difficulties he experienced 10 years ago. Whether or not Tyler is qualified to make that judgment isn't as relevant as the fact that what he has said is a bitter and universal truth. Tell us what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel before you leave.